Welcome, folks. How y'all doing? Welcome to Last Minute Betting with the Sports Nutz. Brought to you by OddsJam. Hey, look at that background. You know what that is? That's the Enterprise Center, baby, and that's where I was yesterday, cheering on my Blues, who won, tied this series with the number one team in the NHL, the Winnipeg Jets. But you know what? They left St. Louis, not Winnipeg, but lose-a-peg. The lose-a-peg Jets. Yeah, that's right. Hey, we're brought to you by OddsJam, the premier odds comparison company for sports bettors worldwide. Go to oddsjam.com/subscribe. Use the code BOB20 for 20% off. And Justin is here with me. Braves and Dodgers, says Steven Batza. Let's go Blues. Oh, baby, was that a lot of fun. My goodness. What an insane
I was going to say that must have been a pretty fun game for you to go to.
Oh, my God, it was fantastic. Hello, Jabari. What is up, my Houston friend?
Oh, it's Jabari. Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's on Twitch right now. And by the way, we are live on Twitch, on YouTube, and on X. Join us. We got live chat available. Like the show and subscribe to this YouTube channel. What a day, what a day, what a day. And by the way, maybe one of the best parts of it, the three-time Cup champion, Pat Maroon, was there, and probably one of the best parts was watching him chug a beer live.
Yeah, I missed all that.
Oh yeah, you did miss that, didn't you?
Yeah, I was out fetching drinks and popcorn for you guys.
I had a feeling that's what you're doing.
Yeah, I made it back right after, but I missed that part.
Boy, that changes the complexion of this series now, doesn't it, Mike? Who's got the advantage between Winnipeg and St. Louis?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, both teams have done what they needed to do. They protected home ice. But when you look at it in the aspect of the Blues have absolutely dominated in a lot of aspects. I mean, not entirely, but they have really seemed to bring the play to the Jets, and the Jets haven't proven that they can respond to that. Now they're going back home, so that's going to help. I see that. That's going to help them. They're probably going to get some guys back. Maybe Ehlers comes back. That should help them out for sure. And again, this is still a 1-8 matchup. The Jets are still the best team in hockey, but I mean, nobody expected us to be where we're at, especially after, the 2-0 lead for the Jets. I don't think anybody thought this thing was going back to Winnipeg. And if it did, it was probably going to end in Winnipeg in game 5, probably. So, I mean, at the end of the day, the Blues have done a tremendous job of getting back in this series. I mean, I'm the one that said, when you go down 0-2 to the 1 seed and you're the 8 seed, that's not good. You're probably cooked. You're done. That's not the case. The Blues have tied the series up, so I was wrong in that aspect. This thing is far from over, and Winnipeg still has to come back to St. Louis, where they have played horrible. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people did. So credit to the Blues, 100%. They've just been outstanding. They've been just bringing it to Winnipeg, And even last game, Winnipeg gets on the board first. That worried me. That worried me a little bit.
Immediately, Justin, here was his reaction. Oh, we're in trouble now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I mean,
what goal?
I get it. I never said the game was over, but I said, that's not the recipe the Blues had the last game where they were able to dominate. But they got that late goal in the first period to tie it. And I think Winnipeg went into the locker room thinking, crap, man, we outplayed them in that first period and we're tied 1-1. And then after that, the Blues had a dominant second period where they scored 3 goals. And that was, I mean, let's face it, that was it. You could tell by the bench of Winnipeg. There was no talking. There was nothing happening on that bench. We were right behind it.
Yeah.
Nothing. They were checked out.
Honestly,
in that third period.
I think Scott O'Neill, their coach, is overmatched as a coach. That was a terrible job of coaching.
Yeah,
Actually,
I mean, and what
that
this
whole
is,
bench, even the assistant coaches weren't saying anything.
No, there was not much communication, and that's never a good sign in hockey when the bench is just absolutely quiet and not even speaking. You know, that is always a bad sign in hockey. And what this does show me is that Winnipeg is not going on a deep run. I mean, Colorado or Dallas is going to mop the floor with them, I think, if they beat the Blues. So, yeah, this is a heck of a turn of events here for sure.
All right, so Chad Reuter of the NFL.com graded all 32 teams in the draft. And
okay,
we're going to go to your guy's favorite team. And he gave the Chargers, Justin, an A-. Here are the Chargers picks. Omarion Hampton, running back from North Carolina, number 1. Trey Harris, number 2, out of Mississippi. Jamari Caldwell, number 3, a defensive tackle out of Oregon. An edge rusher, Kyle Kennard from South Carolina at their 4th round pick. Then Keandre Lambert-Smith, a wide receiver from Auburn, with their first 5th round pick. Their second 5th round pick, Oronde Gadsden, the second out of Syracuse, the tight end. There's 2 6th round picks, a guard, Branson Taylor out of Pittsburgh, and a safety, RJ Mickens out of Clemson, and then finally their last pick, a cornerback, Trequezi Bridges out of Florida. You know what? They got a few SEC players, a couple of Big Ten players. Justin, your thoughts on your Chargers and their draft?
Well, wasn't their second receiver, wasn't he a 3rd round pick?
Did I not say that?
No.
He was a 5th round pick.
He was? Oh,
yes. Their third round pick was a defensive tackle. 4th was
Oregon, right?
The defensive tackle from Oregon.
Yeah.
No, Keandre Lambert-Smith went the first pick in the 5th round.
Okay, I thought for some reason it was 3rd, but I like it. I said I demanded for them to get a wide receiver. They did. So credit to them for that.
According to Reuter, he thinks that Lambert-Smith's pure quickness is going to be really helpful. And finding Gadsden in the 5th round at tight end, he thinks was an absolute steal. So
yeah, I think because you needed to get some more guys in that receiver room. Even hell, maybe they don't even turn out that well. Maybe it motivates Quentin Johnson to take a step forward, because I don't know, the receivers these days, they just get so pissed off whenever another guy comes into the wide receiver room. It's like, oh, you're stealing my job. It's like, well, wide receivers have multiple positions. It's like you got your 1, your 2, and then your 3. It could go to your tight end or a receiver. The depth chart and the amount of targets is very deep for wide receivers. So I don't know why they always take it so personally. But regardless, you got a bunch of guys that are competing, and you got some talented guys that can potentially be wide receiver 2 or 1 potential.
I think Trey Harris could wind up being a number 1 wide receiver. He is going to be the deep guy, guys. He's going to be the guy that he's the deep threat.
I hope he is. I think, he's.
No, that's what he is. That's the kind of player he is.
Well, I just
go look at his stats.
I just hope, hopefully he's good. That's because he is a rookie.
That's true.
What if he ends up being just like Quentin Johnston? That'll hurt.
But he is from the FCC.
Yeah, I think the difference there is Quentin Johnston was a little bit higher of a draft pick, and you can live with some development out of Trey Harris, whereas Johnston, you were kind of hoping that he would have came in and been an impact immediately. But despite that, they still are coming off a season in which they made the playoffs, and I don't think a lot of people necessarily expected them to make the playoffs last season. So they do have that going for them. They have strengthened their roster. I think they had a really good draft myself. I mean, for sure. Again, they're still with rookies. They're unproven, but as we know, they can also be a huge, huge spark for your team if they arrive earlier than expected. So, we'll see what happens, but I think no doubt about it, you've got the ability now to run the ball pretty steadily with Harris and the back that you drafted out of North Carolina, Hampton, Omarion Hampton. So that's going to be good for you. It helped you last year, despite maybe not having the greatest of backs, but they were still good enough to win you some games. And I'm looking forward to it. The worry is that, as you guys know, you make the playoffs. There's always teams that make the playoffs and miss in the next year. And now you're playing a playoff schedule, regular season, whereas last year their schedule was catered towards a non-playoff team, bottom of your division, So this year the schedule will be tougher. So the Chargers are definitely going to have to find ways to beat those teams that, like the Ravens. You got to find a way to beat teams like that,
Let's talk about the generational talent, who, by the way, Jacksonville moved up to get Travis Hunter. By the way, rated as the best corner and the best receiver in the draft. Guys, does he come to the NFL playing both ways? I'm hearing that he's going to.
I don't think he should, honestly. I mean, so is that what he's going to do? He's going to
it's what he wants to do, he says.
But is it when it's the offense is on the field, he's going to be playing receiver, and then when the defense is on the field, he's going to be playing cornerback?
Yeah. Here's my thought on it. And this is what I think. I don't think he's playing every single snap on both sides of the ball. If he is, maybe I'm wrong there. Maybe I'm wrong. If that's what they're going to attempt, I don't know how that will pan out because we've never seen anybody do that, right? So I don't know how that's going to pan out for him. I would think that you put him at receiver, you're not having him play every single down.
Guys, I think he's going to be the cornerback, and he's going to pull a Deion, which, Deion did when he played in the NFL.
But Deion didn't play every snap.
Exactly. He played every snap at corner.
Right.
And then they fit him in on
receiver, and obviously a kick returner. Deion was electric, but
right.
I think that's the route I would go. You can't have him play every single snap of every game. I mean, I just don't. I mean, again, if he's able to do that and be amazing, then albeit I'm wrong and crazy for thinking that, but I don't know, man. That's a lot, isn't it?
Well, he'll have a very short career if he does that.
I would think. Yeah, exactly.
I don't care who you are. You can't handle taking that many snaps.
No.
He won't do that. I think it's my opinion that they should fill him in at offense. But what does that do? Isn't Calvin Ridley on the Jaguars?
No, on the Titans.
That's right.
Yeah, he's with Tennessee.
Who's number one? Who's their number one receiver?
Pretty much him in Tennessee.
Brian Thomas Jr.
O'Brien, yeah.
He was decent. I mean, he's not a bad receiver.
I'm talking about though for the Jaguars. Who's number one receiver, right?
Brian Thomas Jr. It'd have to be. It'd be Thomas.
Who's number two?
Let me
currently?
see. Yeah, I got the depth chart on my phone. Give me 1 second.
Okay. And P.O. is here. What's up, P.O.? And he may be the most electrifying sports athlete ever. You know what? You might be right. He is definitely an electrifying player. But you know what? You really need a great corner.
Yeah.
I mean,
they got Gabe Davis there.
Yeah, Brian
Brown.
Davis, Parker
De'Ami Brown's there. Yeah. It'd probably be Brown or Davis, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Hunter could be a compliment, but here's the question. You know, it cost the Jaguars their 2026 first round pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, does that really help them for the future? Is this the kind of guy that can help that team become a playoff team again? And is he the kind of player that really can help Trevor Lawrence out?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, for the receiver, yeah, it's pretty good for that receiver room. But I got to be honest, I don't really believe in this Jaguars team going too much forward. I really don't. I think Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback. No, don't get me wrong. He absolutely is. But this team has just taken bad turns, bad directions, and Trevor Lawrence did not have the development he really needed on this team. So I don't know, unless they can pull off some other big players come this team, maybe. But other than that, they gave him all that money too. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence has won you a playoff game, and that's more than what some receive, regardless. And he had a horrible first half against the Chargers, but he came out and balled the second half and won them that game. He's had injury problems. I think that's got to count for something. I think the jury's still out on Trevor Lawrence. I'm not sure I'm willing to say he's not going to pan out, because I think he needs at least another chance at proving that, and he's got to be healthy as well. And now you got to get him weapons. You got to get him guys there. And remember, they're playing a last place schedule, so that always counts for something. When
point.
you play a last place schedule, that helps you. Their strength of schedule will be reasonable for him. Again,
says he need to go, overpaid, trade Trevor Lawrence.
I mean,
wow.
The problem is now you're stuck with him, so you kind of have no choice but to ride it out. So I think that you at least you've gotten to the playoffs with him as your quarterback. You have done that. You can't say that you haven't, because you have, and you won a playoff game.
Let's go to quarterbacks real quick.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Our boy Brady Cook, Mike from Missouri, signed a free agent contract with the Jets, which is cool. I'm glad he did.
Yeah, good for him.
I don't see a whole lot out of Brady. Maybe he'll make a decent backup,
career backup. Maybe he'll go to the UFL at some point. I don't know.
But you know where I'm going, Justin.
Yeah.
Shadir Sanders, who, by the way, Mel Kiper Jr. had rated as the number one quarterback in this draft, falls to the 5th round to Cleveland. What the hell happened there, guys?
I have no idea. That's why I was actually going to ask you what the whole fuss was about. And everybody's talking about it's Dion's fault or whatever. Somebody explain it to me, please.
Yeah, I wish I had the answers for it, other than it sounded like a collab for everybody just to say don't touch him or something. I don't get it. I don't think he's a 5th round quarterback.
No.
There's just no. Again, you could say he was overrated, overhyped. Okay, you can say all that if you want, and I'm not gonna say if you're right or wrong on that. My opinion is no, he's not, but he's definitely not a 5th round pick. And
it was definitely a weak quarterback class.
Sure, I agree.
No way for him to fall to 5th.
I could understand not taking him in the 1st round, honestly. Yeah. If you just weren't sure, I'm okay with saying, man, we can't waste a 1st round draft pick on him. I'm okay with that. 2nd round, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not sure he should make it any further than the second round. I mean, he should have been gone, I think.
Yeah.
Colluding, probably so.
It says Jabari.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I just do not see him. Again, I'll concede to say, okay, you didn't want to waste a first-round draft pick on him. So be it. After that, it got a little sketchy to me.
What was the reason for colluding, though? I mean, I guess I just don't get it. Did they not like Dion that much?
Evidently they didn't like his attitude, maybe something like that. Yeah, I agree. 2 to 3. I would have assumed second round he would have been gone, but hey, if third round, okay, I'm okay with that. I'm not going to say first round should have been, but
I don't understand it.
Well, here's what Jabari says. There were whispers about him not taking accountability for film mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, and I think he had his dad's attitude a little bit, but the problem with that was Dion was kind of in a position to have that attitude. I believe Dion had said something at one time about he met with the Giants when he was going to be drafted or somebody, and they brought him in and wanted him to, to take some quiz or something. And Dion was like, I ain't going to be here. I ain't taking no quiz. I'm not even going to be here. You guys I won't be around long enough for this crap, because Dion was no doubt going. Well, I mean, was he third pick in his draft or something like that? Somewhere in there, top 5 for sure.
Too many years ago.
Well, I know, but Atlanta took him like very, very early. I mean, he was definitely a top 5 pick.
Yeah, the Saints, according to Jabari, absolutely failed.
Oh yeah, I don't get that either.
But Justin, is this not a steal though for the Browns in the 5th round? Getting Shadir Sanders, is that a steal or what?
I think it is, but some reason though, like I was watching Full Take on it. Everybody seems to think like it's a mess for everybody. It's a mess even for the Browns for some reason. I don't really know
why. I mean, that quarterback room has Kenny.
It's a mess for the Browns because they got 5 quarterbacks.
Right.
And they're paying Deshaun Watson tons of money, and he ain't even going to play.
Right.
That's where the mess is, in my opinion. And it's Cleveland, regardless. I'm almost convinced Cleveland could have picked Peyton Manning and screwed it up. I mean, they just have a tendency to not draft quarterbacks and do any. I mean, it's a disaster with the Browns for some reason. I don't know what it is.
It's the Browns.
It's the Browns. Yeah. I mean, that's just what it is. So I mean, look at Baker Mayfield. He gets the hell out of that crap hole and look what happens.
Yeah.
Ends up having success elsewhere. Why is that? Was it because Baker Mayfield was no good? No, I don't think that was the case. I think it was it's the Browns. Although he did take them to the playoffs and won a playoff game with them. So there's that too. But
it is weird though, because they have had some good players and good talent around them. But at the same time, they couldn't utilize them well. I mean, Odell Beckham Jr., for example, and Jarvis Landry. I mean,
right.
Well, yeah. And unfortunately for the Browns, they play in a division with Baltimore and Pittsburgh, who over the last maybe 2 decades. Yeah, over the last 2 decades have been. There's not been much teams that have been as good at anything as them. I mean, they're always in the playoffs. They're always drafting well. They win Super Bowls, maybe not to the level that New England was, but they're in AFC championship games, all the time. When you're in a division with those 2 organizations, and it's funny because the Ravens are technically the old Browns.
Right. Well, yeah, they are.
But once the Browns came back to being the Browns, things went south. As soon as they got out of Cleveland, when the Ravens moved from Cleveland to Baltimore and became the Ravens, things just started going great for them.
What do you guys think about Jonty falling to number 6 to the Raiders? I thought he was going to go to New England, but the Raiders get him. Pete Carroll's getting what he wants, guys. all you got to do is look at this draft by the Raiders. Yeah, they got a running back and a wide receiver with their first 2 picks, but cornerback, offensive guard, offensive tackle, wide receiver, D tackle, wide receiver, quarterback, linebacker. Pete Carroll is going to have a defense going. And you know what? He's got a quarterback that he knows well, right?
Yeah, that is true. I think they can be competitive if the pieces turn out the way they think they will.
Yeah. I mean, that division, I predict that there's going to be a fall from the Chiefs this year. I don't think the Chiefs can keep the level. I think teams are catching up to them. Pacheco,
got to believe it. Got to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
First, unfortunately, because we thought that last year.
I know, man, but that division could be really tough, man. I mean, who comes out of that?
It will be tough. It will be a tough division, but the Raiders are still at a disadvantage in some ways too, I feel.
We'll find out. You got Pete Carroll coaching.
Yeah.
You got
but you still don't have.
I mean, you got look at the coaches in that division, man.
Mm-hmm.
And look at the quarterbacks. I mean, Geno Smith
and Harbaugh and Carroll have a very, very good history.
Yeah.
I mean, going back to college,
yes.
USC and Stanford. I mean, they've got a history. 49ers and Seahawks, the rivalry days with those two teams. Hell of a history between those two coaches. So it will make for good football. There's no doubt about that. That Chargers Raiders rivalry will be alive and well with those two.
Yeah, I think so.
So, we should probably move on here to some sports that are happening right now, meaning NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs. Let's go to the NBA and a blown you Lakers guys. Your team absolutely blew it. 10-point lead and lose that game. Pretty damn pathetic. I think the Lakers are done. What do you guys think?
Well, more than likely, yeah. But, yeah, it's pretty disappointing because of the fact that, honestly, this could be LeBron James' last good year. It really could be. I have a bad feeling it will. Some people think, he's going to be elite till he's 44. It's I can't see that happening. I mean, basketball is not football. It's not. It's completely different. But what was I gonna say though? But JJ Redick played LeBron James the whole second half that game. I got a problem with that. That just could not happen. And the T-Wolves just cut every single lead down, and no bigs that exposed the Lakers this series. And yeah, it's disappointing. It really is.
And 6 points off your bench where Minnesota got 25 out of their bench. That's a problem as well. And the reason LeBron was not able to do a whole lot in the fourth quarter that last game is because he did play too many minutes. He logged too many minutes. Just not good. Not good to do that. You got to find a way to get him some kind of rest. But unfortunately, I think that's the pickle that they're in here. Redick's thinking, well, if I put him on the bench, we're toast. We ain't going to be in this game, And Bob disappeared for a minute, but that's okay. Jabari comes in. Luka kind of disappeared. He didn't really have that's my thought. I don't think he really had a choice but to play LeBron like crazy. I know it sucks, but what other choice does he have? You got nothing out of your bench. You weren't getting any production out of them, So that's a killer, 6 points out of the bench, and it was Finney Smith with your only points. That's an issue. And we know Luka the last game, game 3. I mean, he was sick or something. You could tell he wasn't right.
Yeah, why did he have to get sick?
Horrible timing, unfortunately. Horrible freaking timing there. PO says you can last longer in basketball.
Well, the thing is, though, is in basketball, I mean, first of all, you're playing a lot more minutes. You're doing it on both sides of the ball. You're running a little, like, for example, Tom Brady. That's the guy I'm comparing him to the most. I mean, Tom Brady would never run. Yeah, he would get sacked, and, obviously that hurts. But, you're running so much, you're jumping so high, and nowadays NBA is just so fast paced that they're scoring 130 points, and they just, I don't know. In basketball, I find it's hard. Like, we've never seen a guy other than Kareem play 19 years and still be at an elite level. LeBron's the only other guy to really do it. So can he play till he's 45?
Maybe. I mean, Father Time's undefeated. He's going to come knocking on the door eventually, no matter. I mean, no, Father Time's never dealt with LeBron James yet, unfortunately. So he may have his work cut out for him, but he is still undefeated. Maybe LeBron takes him the distance, but Father Time's going to get him eventually, and quarterback is definitely a protected position. So there's that aspect of it. I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, the Lakers are in trouble now. I'm not. My gut says they're probably done, but another part of me says they could potentially have 2 of these next 3 games in LA. Now you have to win this next game or it's over, and then you have to win in Minnesota. But you still could potentially have 2 of the next 3 games in LA, which is good. But I don't have an answer for Anthony Edwards, so I don't see that changing. So yeah, I'm thinking that this series is probably over, more than likely.
More than likely, unfortunately. But
I would say so. Football, literally, your whole body hurts. Yeah, I mean, if you're a running back or a lineman or something like that, you're in a lot of trouble. Some of them receivers, you saw Tyler Lockett does that. He can avoid getting hit as much because he goes down these. If you're a running back, I mean, running backs have one of the shortest, careers of any player in any sport. Lakers in 7. I'm not counting it out yet. I mean,
I
love it.
I mean, it could happen. Denver in 2020, they did it 2 times in a row. I mean, but I mean, I don't know. Next year, though, the Lakers have got to get some bigs. I mean, no 2 ways about it. And, hey, I know this was a long time ago. Speaking of 2020, why in the hell did the Lakers get rid of JaVale McGee? I'd never understand that to this day.
Well, I mean, maybe at the time they got rid of him, and they shouldn't have. But right now, I mean, I don't think he would do any good for this team right now.
Well, not right now, but
no. I don't know.
Do the Cavs take care of business tonight, guys?
Oh, absolutely. I think so.
Okay. Yeah. No,
you could get, the closest game these 2 teams played was a 9-point game, game 2. And the spread's at 8.5 right now. I mean, I would almost say Cavs probably cover this spread tonight. Closeout game. I mean, Miami's probably packed up by now, knowing it's probably over. I don't see Cleveland dropping this game.
You think Golden State takes care of Houston tonight? Or is this?
I think so. They got a big win within Houston with Jimmy out. Now you're back home with a 2-1 lead. Yeah, I think it's possible.
Okay. I think I like Golden State tonight. But one more NBA nugget. Dame, obviously, non-contact injury last night out. This could affect his career, guys. This could be, career ending. I don't know what the extent of it is, but we said Indiana to begin with. 20 killing. That could be the end. We've seen, what it took that confirmed it.
Oh, yeah, it's torn Achilles.
Yeah.
And I misspoke. Golden State won last game without Jimmy, but it wasn't in Houston. It was in Golden State. I forgot about that.
Right.
My mistake there. But
back, yeah. But yeah, he was done. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really fully recover from that. Kobe didn't. I mean, albeit he still gave it a shot, and you got to give him credit for at least getting himself out on the floor and trying to at least, I think more than anything, give his fans one last, glimpse of him. And I think that was the main thing. There was no doubt Kobe wasn't going to come back from that torn Achilles and be the same player. So, yeah, I think Dame's done. Unfortunately, it's sad. That sucks. But he was having issues anyway.
Yeah, I know.
So
definitely a shame. All right, let's do a parlay here together, guys, real quick.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and see if I can keep my internet going. You can handle the comments, Mike. I do like Cleveland tonight a lot, so much so that I like them on the spread -8.5. You guys are okay with that?
What's that?
Cleveland.
I'm cool with Cleveland. Yeah, I'm cool with that. I mean,
all right.
If they, the only way this thing doesn't, if Cleveland doesn't cover, if for some reason I just don't really have their foot on the gas.
Right. I think they'll have their foot on the gas early, and it should be a blowout.
It should be. I mean, it really should be. I mean, Miami's in the playoffs and they're 8 games under 500. Come on.
Yeah, I agree.
This thing should be over.
I'm taking the Cavs -8.5 tonight.
I'm cool with that.
All right. And you guys could jump in at any time if you got anything.
Yeah, man, we only have 2 playoff games here in the NBA and the NHL, and both of these NHL games have me a little concerned.
Can't figure out whether you want to take Tampa Bay or Florida, can you?
Not really, and I can't really decide if I want Colorado or Dallas.
I don't know.
Dallas is, despite having no Robertson or Heiskanen, they're tied 2-2.
Right. I know.
Not sure I expected that.
Right.
And is Jason, is he out for this whole series?
I don't know. Okay. Well, go with a total or something if you don't feel comfortable.
Yeah, I don't really have a feel on a total either.
Okay. Well, then stay away from the NHL, and you like anything?
They'll probably jump into the MLB here tonight, Bob.
Okay. Cardinals, Reds getting ready to start in 2 minutes, and then you got Athletics, Rangers, Tigers, Astros, Braves, Rockies, and Marlins, Dodgers. Heck, Mike, you know what play to pick here.
I have one. I got to be honest with you. I'm leaning towards the Rangers.
Okay.
I'm leaning towards the Rangers tonight on the money line.
All right, let's do it. Then Justin, I'll leave that open for you.
EO says Stars money line. Yeah, that's I don't know. I don't know. That's a game I'm staying away from.
I'll put it in there if he wants it.
I'm okay with it. Because like I said, I don't honestly have a feel for this game. I like Colorado winning this series. I do know that, but I don't know.
All right. Stars money line says PO.
Okay. I'm cool with it.
Justin, what do you got?
I'm going to go to the MLB. I was going to pick the Yankees, but that game already started, so I don't think you can put it. You're going to like this, Bob. I'm going to go with the Cardinals on the money line.
Oh, my God. I got to get this in quick. Cardinals money line. Stars money line. Cavs -8.5. Texas Rangers money line. Oh,
got to move quick.
I've got to move really, really quick.
You ain't going to have time to post that on X.
No.
either.
Nope. You should have just.
You better, you should have joined the show. If this thing hits, you should have joined the show because that game's literally getting ready to start. You probably got 5 minutes before that thing actually starts, somewhere in there.
Okay.
So I mean, I would still move quickly though, but
I am.
I think you may have time to get that thing in.
I got you.
Yeah, I like it. Again, I'm not gonna lie, man. Stars Avs, that game really worried me because I just don't. I think Colorado is winning this series, and if I'm Colorado, I want to get this thing done and over with quickly because if there's any chance Robertson or Heiskanen come back, that changes things dramatically for sure. But this series, in all likelihood, was probably going 7 games no matter what, if we're being honest. They had 2 overtime games, already. I mean, this series has been pretty good so far. But Colorado's lost the 2 games in overtime, but the other 2 games, Colorado smoked them 4-0 and 5-1. So, that worries me for Dallas. Dallas has not proven that they can win this thing unless it gets to overtime, whereas Colorado is more likely to just blow them out of the water. But that's because there's no Heiskanen or Robertson, in my opinion. And then, Florida and Tampa Bay, I don't know. Part of me thinks Florida may go ahead and win this tonight. I'm just not sure Tampa Bay. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not sure on Tampa Bay. I really am not.
Yeah, it does look like a slate that might be kind of hard to bet if you're betting main markets.
It definitely is. It definitely is tonight. Yeah, very, very much. Yeah, and outside of that, no other games to really look at.
No,
I do think that. I don't know, man. I kind of lean towards Golden. Does anybody like Houston tonight, the Rockets over Golden State, or no? I mean, I don't know that I can pull the trigger on them, man.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yes, they are.
I didn't catch that one. JaVale was on Shackton a fool too much.
Yeah.
Was it? I don't remember, but I just like JaVale McGee because he had such good interior defense. I mean, he was just in there just swatting stuff out of there. He was averaging like 5 blocks a game, I think, in the 2020 season. I mean, that's pretty impressive,
Yeah.
Did Wilt Chamberlain even? No, he did. He probably did that, didn't he?
I don't know. I don't have, the complete rundown of.
Did you get that parlay in? Because the Cardinals got a leadoff double.
They did not. I went through 2 books and they would not let me bet the Cardinals game.
Yeah.
Now they'll let me bet it. So hang on.
I wouldn't touch it. The value's probably crap now.
Oh, it's minus 125 right now.
Yeah. It was a whole lot better before that double.
I'm going to see. Hang on.
A whole lot better before that double.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd give the Rockets a puncher's chance. Yeah. I mean, that's about all I could say there. I mean, it's hard for me I think Golden State's winning this series, so it's hard for me to want to bet on, or to pick and choose when I think Houston will win a game or not. So we'll see.
Okay, got it in. Not at the rate I had it before, unfortunately, but that's all right. I still got it in, and maybe we'll win a parlay tonight. Let's go home, folks. Thanks for joining us, Justin, and giving us your insight into the NFL draft.
Yeah.
Anything and everything to do with LeBron James.
Well, hey, he's the only player left on my Mount Rushmore.
The only Mount Rushmore I know is the Bill Rock Mount Rushmore. I don't know about any. See ya.